let's come inside. Much better. All right. So the first thing, let's start at the front. So we've got this cool atomic clock, and this is, so every mural in here has a little bit of a story behind it or an Easter egg to it. This particular clock, this board here above the driver's area, you can see the cluttered driver's area. There used to be a TV up here. And so there's a hole right here where the cables came out to plug in the TV and set it all up. And so I wasn't going to replace the board, and I couldn't plug that hole in any way that it wouldn't be noticeable. So I designed this atomic clock as a way to camouflage that hole. And notice that the hands are painted to 5 o'clock because it's always 5 o'clock right here. And then this bird, I love this bird. And I painted him just looking up at the clock. There used to be a radio in the dashboard that I removed, and up there were speakers for the radio. Since I removed the radio, I removed the speakers. I had already bought these fire alarms just because they were so amazingly cool. Had no particular idea what I was going to do with them, but it just so happened that they were the same size as the speakers. So I was able to cover the speaker holes with the fire alarms. As far as I know, they still work. I hope I never find out for sure. So moving on, you can see my cool curtains let's come over here. So the curtains and the awnings match. I made the curtains and the awnings. Also, my neat throw pillows. All right, so a mural here. So we've got a bunch of cats in a retro living room scene. And this little painting right here, we get in closer so you can see it. It is a replica of this painting over here, which Jessica made for me as a birthday gift a couple of years ago. And I love it. I have it hanging right next to the door. But so this is a replica of that. On this one here, we have a dog again in a retro living room. And notice the clock on the wall. This is exactly the same as that clock, with the same colors in the same positions and everything. And it's also 5 o'clock here. And instead of the bird looking up at the clock, I have the dog looking up at the clock. So moving down here, this is usually the first thing that people see when they come in. So this mask here, Sydney made for me when she was in 5th grade art class. She has since graduated from college, so I've had it for a minute or two. With her permission, I glued it to the wall, and then I designed this entire mural around that mask. I wanted something that was kind of kitschy and retro cool, and I love that it's directly opposite the door, so when people come in, it's the first thing that they see, and then all of these other murals up top. So this mural here, first, I love this little alien that's hiding behind the tree, but this mask here, so Sydney went on a trip to Iceland recently, and one of the hostels that she stayed at had this mask hanging up on the wall in the common area. And she had sent me a photo of it, so I incorporated it into the design of this mural. And then lastly, we have another cat in a living room scene, and notice the little fire extinguisher or the fire alarm on the wall matches the fire alarms up front. Let's come back over here. So this guy here, I love. I bought him, and he's made of dried leather, and I bought him in a leather shop in Istanbul. Anyway, these are just generic murals that I just kind of liked the design of. A lot of beachy scenes. Generic murals. In my trash can, this was actually something that Sydney bought for me, this little tricycle. And it's it was originally a flower pot holder, but it wasn't balanced well and it kept flipping over. So it makes a great trash can. This is some original artwork that I designed myself. And you can see it says, it's not super clear, Traveling Nobodies. Just a couple little details here and there, different things. So here we have a couple of quirky, kitschy, weird, like women floating in drinks. I keep all of my dishes right over the sink. So now I've got my dining area, which I redid to look like a retro 50s diner with this quilted sheet metal on the walls. And I got enough quilted sheet metal that I also did the backsplash behind the stove. The stove is now red. The hood vent is red, and I've got a red microwave. I also saved out enough of the quilted sheet metal to do the backing behind the microwave alcove. On the back of the dining area, there's another mural. This is kind of a vaguely Jetsons themed type mural. And then moving down the hallway, so on my freezer door, which had this ugly wood grain, I just painted on a sign. This is based off of something that I found in a secondhand shop. And then this here is more original artwork. Let me step back. So it's a drive-in movie scene on my refrigerator door. And then moving down here, we've got just some general retro murals on the closet doors. Come into the bedroom. Everything is now white. It used to be brown. It was hideous. It was awful. So let's move straight back first, and I will show you these lights are a pretty new addition. These are headlights that go onto a bicycle. There's one on each side of the bed. They originally were battery powered, but I bought a couple of step-down transformers so that I could wire them in, and so now they're wired into the coach, and nice little reading lights, directional reading lights. Okay, so around here, so we've got this cool mural, so this thing here is a carbon monoxide detector. Can't move it, can't paint over it. So I needed to do something, and again, build the mural around it. So I thought it looked like a cool retro microphone. So I painted this lady, and I love the fact that she's speaking or singing directly into the carbon monoxide detector. Then on this side, let me jump over here. I did a jazz trio to accompany. So this is a two-part mural here. So these light fixtures I designed and built myself, and so the little spikes have LEDs in the ends of them, and then also the center light is a dome light, and so they're individually switched. They run all the way down the center line. So there's one here in the hallway, there's one here above the dining area, there's one here above the futon, and there's one here above the driving area. And there is also, as we go back to the back again, one in the bathroom. So the bathroom, again, shower curtain and the window curtain, I made these. The shower curtain is waterproof. There will be murals in here, but I haven't put them in so far yet. And then we've also got the and that is where things stand at the moment.